network and influence.
Or a camel market for that matter.
Mr. Speaker, I was just saying, if you go to America today, the most sought after academic field is lobbyism. A few years ago, lobbyism was associated with activism and other fields. Engage in bringing Kenyans through their network and influence. Number 9, compliance with international law and order. Mr. Speaker, this is why we say Kenya is the true face of international order. One more minute, Mr. Speaker.
Give him one additional minute. Yeah, conclude.
Mr. Speaker, this is why I say Kenya is the face of compliance with international law and order. And this is what has given us prominence in the international community. This must be protected jealously. Finally, Mr. Speaker, deliver on tangible results. We are here. We are coming for you. The committee led by Honorable Bashir and Koech must be on the neck of these individuals so that they bring results. I support their nomination.
The majority leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support this motion for the approval of the ambassadors. Honorable Speaker, as the chair of the committee said, Honorable Bashir, these ambassador nominees are seasoned civil servants, some of whom have served in very senior positions. Engineer Tum has been a PS for very many years in the Ministry of Health, then he moved to the Ministry of Sports. I think he was last in the Ministry of Sports. And he's done exceptionally well as a PS. And this would also be a very good way of serving the country in another capacity other than that of an accounting officer in a ministry. And he has what it takes to serve our country. His experience in the Ministry of Health, his experience in the Ministry of Sports and Arts has positioned him very well. And it's good that he's going to a country that is not very far from the capital, going to Kinshasa with all the challenges that are there in the DRC, Honorable Speaker. He sits at a very good position to be able to midwife the issues that have bedeviled the East African community, engagements in the DRC and that of SADC. And I want to believe that Honorable Tum, or PS Tum, now Ambassador Engineer Tum, will also do very well in promoting trade between our country and the Congo. A lot of enterprises in this country, including 2 large commercial banks in this country, are doing business in the Congo, in DRC, in Kinshasa. And therefore, we need presence of an ambassador who commands respect, not just within the business community, but also one who can engage formally and also informally with both governments. And Engineer Tum, having been a PS, sits at that very good position to be able to engage effectively and meaningfully with both governments to smoothen the trade opportunities that exist between us and the Democratic Republic of Congo. I know, Honorable Speaker, we've had challenges with this particular posting, with rejection by the House of one of the nominees. I can't remember his name, a gentleman who had been nominated in DRC, but that was it was not Kinshasa, Honorable Speaker. There was a mission, I can't remember. What is the other mission, Vice Chair? I can't remember. But it tells you that there has been a gap. And with the movement of the last ambassador to Kinshasa, it is not good to leave this post without a substantive ambassador representing our country, considering the challenges that I've said with the war in the Congo, the trade opportunities that we are missing, the many huge investments by Kenyan business people that they have made in the DRC, Honorable Speaker. It's important that we have a substantive ambassador here. Honorable Speaker, Susan Nakhumicha also, as has been said, her stint at the Ministry of Health put her as a person who was very articulate, a go-getter, someone who was able to effectively communicate what the ministry was doing. And at some point, Honorable Speaker, We missed Honorable CS Nakhumicha in her articulation especially and push for the social health authorities, the social health insurance fund. I am happy now, Honorable Speaker, that she has, that work has been taken over by my predecessor, Honorable Aden Duale, and I am very confident that Honorable Duale, as I said here the other week, will do well to actualize universal health coverage in this country. This morning, the PSs have been sworn in, and PS Dr. Oluga, who is going to serve as a PS of medical services, is also a seasoned professional in the medical field, and I want to believe he also do very well together with Honorable Duale. I'm saying that because, Honorable Speaker, I am certain that the foundation that was set by CS Nakhumicha, especially in midwifing the process of moving from NHIF to SHIF, she set a very good foundation, and this, Honorable Speaker, puts her at a very good position to now serve as an ambassador locally within the permanent mission of the UN Habitat in Kenya, and she will also be available for consultations with the Ministry of Health, where she will be required from time to time as a former minister to consult and offer guidance to those who are there. Because, Honorable Speaker, many people may have varied opinions on her performance in the Ministry of Health. But by and large, she did exceptionally well, especially considering that she was midwifing a transition from what was a very difficult national health insurance fund, riddled with corruption, and you know the corruption cartels in Mafia House, as was then christened Mafia House, were definitely expected to fight back, and you have seen the pushback that has been there with the social health insurance fund, because corruption fights back, and we've always said corruption fights back. I don't know why we tend to forget that the corruption cartels that bedevil NHIF are still within this country, Honorable Speaker. And if you doubt, look at the expose that was exposed by some German media house on organ trafficking within a health facility in Eldoret. And you see the same characters around who are being mentioned around that organ trafficking are the same characters who are being mentioned in the theft of public funds at NHIF. Therefore, corruption fights back. And that's why I am very slow at admonishing public officers who have served in this ministry, because I know these very powerful cartels have the capacity to use whatever means they can use to tarnish people's names. And we have seen them using many means, Honorable Speaker, to tarnish even the name of Susan Nakhumicha, who, in my estimation, did exceptionally well. Honorable Speaker, I commend her, and I vouch for her for approval as a permanent representative to the UN Habitat Mission in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, let me speak about James Buyekane Muhati. Muhati, Honorable Speaker, also, as the chair said, and for those who have bothered to go through the report, has served very well and served our country very well as a PS and in various other capacities, even at IEBC. And he is moving on to Guangzhou as a Consul General. Guangzhou, for those who are business people like myself and Honorable Kainan, will tell you that if you have not been to Guangzhou and you're a trader in this country, then you have not been doing any trade. And this is a very important destination for many Kenyan business people who import products from China. And even those who are beginning to do cottage industry in this country, Honorable Speaker, we have many people who go to Guangzhou to learn from the cottage industries that have grown in the city of Guangzhou to be mega industries. And we have very many Kenyans who are now importing even skills and equipment from Guangzhou to come and set up cottage industries in our country, especially around the value chain of agro-processing, Honorable Speaker. And I want to believe that Muhati will do very well in terms of being able to harness our relations between the city of Guangzhou, the province of Guangzhou, the Republic of China, and our country, and more so the business people between the two countries. Abdi Dubat, again, has served as a principal secretary in the government of Kenya, and being a seasoned accountant, he is an accountant. I know that for a fact because we're in the same profession, and I know the trade issues that, again, are there between us and the EAC community, issues to do with disproportionate tariffs amongst our countries, and the push and pull, Honorable Speaker, because you can see now we're in an era of protectionist policies, and everybody wants to protect their own. And Kenya should be no exception. We must protect our own industries, we must protect our own manufacturers and our business people. And therefore, Abdi Dubat has his work cut out at EAC in Arusha to ensure that even as we work together within the East African community and the other regional blocks that are there, Honorable Speaker, that as we encourage trade and open up the African free trade, African free, it's called what? The African continental free trade area. As we open up, Honorable Speaker, we also protect our own industries. And I want to believe that Abdi Dubat, having been a principal secretary, being a seasoned accountant, Honorable Speaker, will serve very well. I know the Honorable Junet wants us to put the question, but I was also trying to buy time for other reasons, Honorable Speaker, in saying what I am saying, and he knows why. I therefore beg to support before we put the question, or before others contribute to put the question.
I would give the Honorable Bissau an opportunity to contribute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I raise to support the motion, and I think all the four candidates are a very good people.